Howdy gamers, Keith Hershey here. Today we're going to do a flip through for Draw Steel. I have the books, but I also have the PDFs. So we're going to go ahead and dive in and take a look through Draw Steel. For those that are not sure what Draw Steel is, so it's definitely a high fantasy adventure. It's tactical, cinematic fantasy. So definitely, if you know what player style you have, I definitely would say if you're a buck kicker or tactician, you're really going to love this game. I've yet to play it. I'm working through the book. I've been watching some other videos of people running through it. I've kind of tinkered with it a little bit. Definitely looks like you can have some really cool, awesome battles with this, and it's got a lot more to it than just battles, downtime activities and a bunch of other cool stuff. But definitely, if you're looking for a high fantasy tactical RPG, this one might be the system you are looking for. All right, so with that, we're going to dive into it. So is a series of two books. There's the Heroes book, and then there is the Monsters book. Let me switch over to the Monsters real quick. Let's make that one. There we go. And then the Monsters there. Let me back out of that so we could see the whole thing there. There's the Monsters book. Pretty cool beholder, or I'm not sure what they called it in MCDM, eye tyrant or something. That looks pretty dang cool if you ask me, man. And then definitely, going back over here to their heroes book there, seeing the swarm of monsters everywhere, that big old huge thing in the background there. Wow, that looks pretty freaking awesome. So anyhow, so let's dive in to the Heroes book here. So this is put out by MCDM, Matt Colville, and his team over there. Lead designer is the infamous or famous James Introcaso. So he's done a lot of really cool stuff in the past, and he definitely was instrumental in getting this one up off the ground. All right, so let's look at some of the ancestries here. Ancestries are, well, let's see here. Oh, unfortunately, their PDF does not link. Okay, that's all right. I can put it in here. All right, so let's blow this up a little bit. I believe ancestries are basically like a race. Describes how you were born. Culture describes how you grew up. So they're going with that as well. So look like we had some interesting ones. So I'm going to go back here. Back to V. Yeah, here we go. All right, so there's the Devil. Dragon Knight. It's too bad these don't link. Man, that's a bummer. Dwarf, Woad Elf, High Elf, Hakan, Human, Memonek, Orc, Polder, Revenant, Time Raider. Wow, there's a lot of races here. I'm not sure exactly what they are. So let's take a deeper dive here and kind of look into this a little bit, shall we? All right, so let's get to the actual. All right, so the Devils. I guess that's basically like a tiefling for 5e folks there. Well, they got some pretty cool stuff there. Barbed tail, beast legs, glowing eyes, hell sight. There's some pretty cool stuff there. Okay, Dragon Knight would be essentially, I'm going to say, their version of the Dragonborn. That's cool. Pride, Breath, Scales, Oath, Cool. And there's your dwarves. What? What have they done? No, where's their big fluffy beards? Ah, that's gonna be my gripe. Ah, wow. Okay, I guess they're a little different than our usual dwarves. All right, so they have flesh infused with stone, a silico organic hybrid, making them physically denser than other humanoids. All right, well, I mean, to each their own. I mean, it's okay to have your differences in your races, but I definitely like my stereotypical dwarves with the big flowing beards and whatnot. But okay, I'm still interested in looking at how this goes. I don't know if I'd play one necessarily at first. All right, Woad Elf. All right, and I'm guessing a Woad Elf is more like a wild elf or a wood elf. Um, Children of Sylvan Celestials, masters of elf haunted forests called Woads. Woad elves see all forests as their domain by birthright. So, yeah, probably a wood elf is probably what they're closest to. That's some cool art. Let's see what kind of stuff. Forest Walk, Quick Brutal, Woad Defense. That's cool. All right, and then you got your high elves. Those are pretty typical. Okay. Let's see. Terror. Kind of excited to kind of dive into some of these. All right. Here's a new race, the Hakan. I hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. In spite of their friendly, outgoing nature, the rare presence of a Hakan in human society is considered a harbinger. Oh, okay. Let's see. What's more about them? So I guess they're gigantic size, ability to see the future. They have Doom Sight. Okay. Definitely looks like a very unique race, the Hakan here. I'm not seeing anything that tells me exactly what they are. Maybe a version of a stone giant, maybe? Okay. Let's see what kind of traits they got here. All is a feather. Doom Sight, forceful, great fortitude, stand tough. Okay, cool. And we got our humans. Let's see what the humans get here. Can't take hold. Determination, perseverance, resist unnatural, staying power. Cool. That's a cool piece of art there. Guess they're kind of picturing where they're going to put their stronghold at. Cool. All right. Oh, here's another new race. Memonek. Let's see. Denizens of Axion, the plane of uttermost law. Okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to see what kind they are. It's cool artwork. What the heck? Is that a gun? A laser gun? Oh, man. I still give it a shot. I don't like mixing my guns in my genres. I don't know. It could still be cool. Still willing to give it a shot here. Guess it's my grognard in me. I like some of my old stuff. Let's look at some of the traits here. Fall lightly. Body is slow in density. Okay, lightweight. I am law. Keeper of order. Lightning, nimbleness. Looks like a pretty unique race. They do kind of look pretty cool. With their skin tone. You know, at first glance, oh man, and I'm blanking now. That race in Star Wars, the blue skin guys. Um, Admiral Thrawn is one. I don't know. I wonder if it's maybe taken some uh, inspiration from them, maybe. That's kind of, the picture, that's what it brings to me. Let's see, we got orcs. What the heck? Orc with that harp? It looks like he should have like an electric guitar. The way that he's rocking out like that. That's definitely a different take on the orc physical features there. Okay. Let's see, what do the orcs get? Bloodfire Rush, Glowing Recovery, Grounded, Nonstop, Passionate Artisan. That's a different take on orcs. Okay. All right, polders. Okay. Now, first glance, almost kind of want to say that looks like a gnome. 3.5 feet tall. They're obscure, short little guys. Excellent for spies and thieves. I'd say it's either really looking like gnomes more than halflings. Yeah, that's cool. Shadow Meld. That's kind of like Cobalt, where is it, halflings can go through the shadow realms and whatnot. So, I don't know. Let's see here. Small, corruption immunity, fearless. Almost, yeah, it almost acts like this is kind of like a halfling, but it looks like a gnome. I don't know. Maybe it's a mixture between halfling and gnome. All right. Next up, we got the Revenant. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Bloodless, previous life. Okay. Kind of typical for a Revenant. All right. Time Raider. What the hell? Do they got 4 arms or? Yeah, it kind of looks like they got 4 arms, huh? And it almost kind of, I almost get like a vision of like a Githzerai uh, from the look there. Definitely, these guys are interesting. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Psychic Scar, Time Raider trait, Beyond Sight, Foresight, 4-armed Athletic. Okay, so they do got 4 arms. 4-armed Martial Arts, Sonic Gift. Huh. Okay, that's definitely another unique race. Okay, and there they are again. Huh. Interesting. Guy is attacking and casting at the same time. Wow. And jumping around. Hmm. Okay. Cool looking art. Let's see some backgrounds. Okay, looks like some typical cultures and whatnot. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go back up to the contents here. Kind of dive through it that way a little bit. So we were just looking at some of the cultures and backgrounds. Oh, we didn't look at careers though. All right, 58. Let's see what that is. Agent. Yeah, looks like a kind of a typical background package. Okay. Okay. Classes. Definitely some different takes on a bunch of the classes. Let's see here, page 69. All right, let's take a look at some of these. Did I pass some of them? Okay. That's kind of weird where, we're kind of looking and we're already going into aura bursts and whatnot. But I guess it's a different way of looking at it, I guess, describing it. So when you get to your class, you know how they work. All right, so sensor. Okay. Ooh, that's a cool piece of art for a Dragon Knight, aka Dragonborn. That looks pretty cool. Okay. Look like you get a lot of cool stuff. That's just the same thing, sensor still? Yep, guess so. Okay. Interesting how they mark those down and whatnot. Kind of looks like burning hands there. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like some of this art, it's pretty cool. Oh, that's another cool picture of a Dragonborn. Wow. Okay, got some cool looking art for sure. Uh, dang it, did I miss? Are we still in sensor? Or did? Uh, kind of getting lost here. I'm guessing we're still in the sensor. Wow, there's a lot of stuff to these guys. Holy cow. Let's see. Another Dragon Knight. Okay. 8th level, 9th level, 10th level. Another one. Holy cow, that's a lot for a class. Holy smokes. Okay. Now, I did hear some comments that some people said it's a little intimidating and it's the amount of stuff you get. But somebody did a video and they were kind of comparing all the different classes, especially once you get to a certain level, and the complexity is just the same as like regular D&D. So don't let that fool you. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, so we got the conduit, a vessel for divine power. Okay, cute. What is that race? I don't remember. What? I almost kind of wish they had like a little thing underneath the art explaining, you know, what race this guy is. I'm curious what he is. So he's only got 2 arms. I'm kind of wondering if this is the guy that looked like kind of like a stone giant, like giant like creature. Okay, there's another picture. That's cool. Grave speech. Ooh, that's cool. Light. There we go again. Yeah. Dang it. Yeah. It's times like that when, there's new races and stuff and you're trying to figure out what they are. Okay, that looks like their version of the orc there. Cool. Dragonborn. Or Dragon Knight. Well, they got a lot of art for the Dragon Knights in here. I'm seeing. Someone must really like Dragon Knights on the team. All right, then we got the Elementalist. I wonder what race she is. I wonder if she's an elf. I wonder if she's a high elf. All right, let's see here, and that's halfling slash gnome. What do they call that? The Polden, I think. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going through it pretty quickly. Only got so much time, and uh, what the heck is that? See, once again, what race is that? I mean, it's cool, but what the heck is that? Wow. Okay. I'll keep going through here. There's another one of those people, but not exactly sure what race that is. Obviously, that must be one of those Poldins again. Now, in that picture, I would kind of guess that's a female dwarf from their pictures earlier, but that looks. I don't know. I don't know. All right. Ooh, that's cool. All right. The Fury. That's obviously an orc. Okay. All right. Let's kind of. Got to get through this here. Ooh, that guy looks cool. He must be a devil. Okay. Wow, there's some really cool art in here, man. Okay, that must be that like giant like guy. Dang it. I got the book right here. Instead of losing my place, I can look real quick. I'm trying to learn the names of these guys. Let's see here. All right, come on. Where's the contents? Yes. Oh, must be the Hakan. Yeah. Yeah, that guy. I think it's a Hakan. Page 36. Yep. Yeah. All right. Continuing onwards. Let's see here. Oop. Okay, that gives you kind of a better like size of the Hakan compared to other races. Definitely a large. Kind of reminds me of like a stone giant. Shadow. It's obviously like a thief. The tactician. The devil there. Let's see. Around a different. Okay, now we're in talents. Okay. Classes. Oh, okay. Talent is a class. Okay. There for a minute, I was like, oh, did we get talents? Okay, it's a class. Okay. Interesting. Definitely some cool art. And then we got the Troubadour. I think this is the last class we have in here. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool. All right, then we get into kits. So this is kind of like 2E used to have kits. But how are they describing kits here? Okay, so I guess it's just your like equipment, how you're kitted out and whatnot. Okay. Looks of it. Okay. Okay. And then we get perks. What is a perk? All right. Skill groups. Exploration perks, intrigue. All right. Looks interesting. Complications. I'm noticing a lot more newer games are coming up with like complications and whatnot that they kind of mix in. So that's cool. Huh. And tests. Alright, so this is like, I guess, like skill checks and stuff like that. So might tests, agility tests, reason tests, intuition. Okay. Alright, that's cool. Let's get down into combat next. Looks like there's some pretty cool tests in there. Alright, and then combat. They got the different sizes from tiny. Well, yeah, so you got size 1T, 1S, 1M, 1L, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1T is like tiny up to like gigantic Omen Dragon there. So cool. Guess you find out what side chooses whichever side goes first chooses a creature. Alright, so let's see here. When does combat start? Sides. I'll have to read some more. Determine surprise. Determine who goes first. Choose the director or player they choose rolls a d10 on a 6 or higher. Players determine who goes first. The hero's side or the other side. Otherwise, the director's side. Which side goes first? Okay, that's a little different. Okay. Cool. And I've heard that the combat in Draw Steel is really pretty cool. You can do a lot of really interesting stuff. Might have to do another video just going over combat. Because, yeah, you can see there's a lot of cool things in here. Wow, there's a lot of really cool art there. Oh, wow. Alright, then we got negotiations. When to negotiate. Pitfalls. Okay. Let's pull down some more. Ooh, more really cool art. Oh, some airships. I guess this must be like a skyport or something. And then see, we got downtime projects. So it's not just combat. They got some really cool things for combat, but there's definitely some cool like downtime stuff, which Matt Colville is known for incorporating lots of cool like downtime activities and whatnot. So and domain play and whatnot. So it looks like they got quite a bit of cool stuff in here. Let's see here. Looks like next section we're going to get into. Still got a lot of downtime. All right, rewards. So this must be all the treasures and whatnot. That's one thing I want to look at here. I've noticed a trend with newer RPGs where they're kind of hand waving, collecting gold coins and stuff. Let's see here. Did they really talk about that here? Alright, well, this is treasure. This is, like magic items and cool stuff. Wow, there's a lot of cool stuff already. Im's tongue. Oh, wow. There's some really cool stuff already. I'm seeing definitely some different stuff. Unique items and stuff. Oh, Hell Charger helm. I think looks pretty cool. Alright, let's try and get through some more of this here. Got Gods and Religion 353. There's quite a bit here for... Oh, they even got Renown. Okay. Which ties into some of his other products that Matt Colville's done. Oh, there's Wealth. Earning Wealth. A 1 improved... Heroes don't do it for the gold. Okay, so it looks like they're kind of hand waving the collection of like gold coins and whatnot to some extent, like a lot of other newer modern games. Then we get gods and religions. Quite a few there. I guess it's just lore about the religions from the looks of it. Okay. Alright, and then 373 is when we get into For the Director. And this is like running campaign, homebrew rules, options you have as a DM on customizing the game and whatnot as well. Kind of scan through this real quick. Look for some cool art and whatnot. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. Oop, that looked pretty cool. Yep. Gotta wipe that sword off. All that goblin blood on there. Alright. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. This is pretty cool. What the heck? Where'd it go? I'm trying to find that cool picture. Oh man, now I'm not gonna see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this. When I was flipping through the book earlier, this is what I saw. This huge dragon with that gem embedded in it. That's pretty freaking tight. All right, let's flip over to the monster book here, and we'll kind of quickly run through here, kind of see what that looks like. Kind of curious what that beholder is called in here. Let's kind of look, see if anything pops up on what that might be. And knowing my luck, that guy is one of the named monsters. Alright, well, let's flip through it real quick. Oh wow, they got encounter building. Let's look at that real quick. Pop that up a little bit. Not science. Choose a difficulty. Hero level, number of heroes. Okay. They got a little bit of a budget on how to make your encounters. That's cool. Oh, there's another one of those things. Does it say what this is? Monsters, no. Once again, it would be nice, if there was just I don't know which the. Oh, oh wow, okay. So just hovering over it, and bam, there we go. Okay, I might have to do that on the Heroes one. So this is it Zoranox, the Tyract, which is at the end of the book, is what he is. Okay, that's cool. All right, so props there. Yeah, see, and yeah, so okay. So just, if you do get one of these PDFs, you could just hover over the image and it's going to tell you a little bit about it. That's cool. I'm glad they did that. So kudos to them. Oh, that's cool. Kind of looks like a insect type creature. That's cool. Ooh, that looks like a wicked creature, whatever that is. Ashen Order. I wouldn't. Yeah, look how big that is. He's holding that guy. Holy cow. Yeah, wow. Wow. All right, let's. Ooh, what the heck is this? Huge floating spherical demon with a glowing, toothy maw casts blue beam on a kneeling person. Wow, that's wicked. Looks like, wow, yeah. All right, let's take a look at one of the stats here. Kind of zoom in here. Let's look at this ensnare. Kind of look and see 1M. Okay, so that's like medium speed 5, probably 5 squares. Some of this stuff I don't know what it is. Immunity, holy movement, might, agility, reason, intuition, presence. Those are the abilities of the for draw steel. Barbed tongue, that's one of its weapons. Signature ability. Okay, so it can pull. I get a pretty strong sense, and I've known Matt Covell really liked 4th edition. A lot of elements from 4th edition. It looks like he's pulled on some of the good elements from 4th edition for inspiration. So, yeah, I had fun playing 4th edition. It was definitely a different game, but it was fun too. Soul Sight. Okay. They're kind of easy to read the stats. At first it almost looks like there's a lot of information, but when you really start digging into it, if you've been dealing with RPGs for any length of time, you can kind of really read through it pretty quickly. I could see where you can actually catch on to this pretty quickly. So I'm sure combat is actually pretty good, especially if you get practice. Ooh, let's see, what is this? Bipedal demon with huge clawed arms. Yeah, that thing looks wicked. Man, there's definitely some unique monsters in here. Wow. Man, some crazy stuff in here. Oh, we're into the devils now, it looks like. The guy looks pretty cool. Anyway, who is this? This is a regal purple devil. Okay. What we got here? Draconians. Okay, so he's got Draconians. That's cool. I missed their Draconians from Dragonlance, so. And it looks like they got some really cool versions of them. Oh, wow, I really like the way those look. Oh, dude, he looks wicked. Wow, that kind of really makes me want to get a draw steel game going. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I might have to. I got a lot of games I'm starting to rack up that I want to get in or play or run here soon. And this is. Oh, okay, that's a Draconian too. Okay. Wow. Versus a dragon. That's pretty cool, iconic art. Wow, we're still in the D's. Is that a black dragon? A gloom dragon. Okay, must be their version of it. That's pretty cool. Crucible dragon. Oh, what? It's got a hammer on its tail? Oh, wow. That's cool. Ooh. Dude, that thing looks cool. Skeletal omen dragon? Wow. Dang. That thing looks wicked. Oh, there's another. Oh, this is a meteor dragon. Wow, they definitely got a lot of unique monsters. What are these? Are these dwarves? Okay, these are dwarves. I'm still sad. What happened to their beards, man? They almost kind of remind me of the orcs in some cases, how they're so buffed like that. But a unique version of dwarves. Oh, that's cool. Looking at that and that storm, I reviewed Cosmere recently, and I've been reading through the Stormlight series. That kind of reminds me of the. Uh, oh man, I am blanking out like crazy tonight. The All Father, or I don't know. It kind of just reminds me of the All Father or whatever they call him. With this, because he's always got the storms and whatnot. Those that read the books, you know what I'm talking about. Uh, that's cool. All right, let's get going here. We're only like a third of the way through. I've been at this for a while. Let's see here. These are shadow elves. Okay. Try and keep going through. Wood elves. That's cool. Wood elf. Oh, they look. Wow, are wood elves that small? Or is that just a really big elk slash moose? It's probably a big beast. I don't know. That also looks like it's grass, so it almost. It's a Feywild. Let's see. Giants. That's some cool giants. Is this supposed to be like a cloud giant? Oh, that's a stone giant. Okay. Yeah, he looks pretty cool. The heck are these gnolls? Yep, gnolls. Okay. These must be. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. These are the goblins. Okay. Wow. And let's see here. Does it say who she is? She is one hideous looking goblin. Oh my gosh. And she's got her lipstick puckered up just for you. That's a cool griffin. Ooh, what the hell? Hobgoblins. Ooh, man, they look vicious. What the hell's that back there? Whoa. Does it say what that is? A demon. In the bottom center, a demon, a black and purple tentacle head with eyes. Wow, that thing looks wicked, man. Who is this guy? He's obviously a hobgoblin. Come on. Oh, really? You're not going to do it for this guy? Oh, man. I guess he's a hobgoblin bloodlord, I guess. Humans. Okay. Must be like a purple worm there. They call it something else. Let's see here. No, purple worm. Okay. That's cool. And these must be what, kobolds? Wow, those are some vicious looking kobolds. They don't look these don't look like the old school ones. Wow, these guys are like super buffed. Holy cow. Definitely don't want to invite one of those over to dinner. Jeez. What's this? I think I've. Okay. That is cool. That, oh. Wow, he's got a colorful plume on his head. Manticore. Ogres. These orcs. Orcs. Yeah. Wow. Man, they're so beef. Everything was muscle bound, man. Guess everything wants to kill you or fight you. What are these? Mice guys? Raddenwits? Huh. Look at that beefy old rat. Wow. Alright. Yeah, they're not all beefy. Yeah. That's a family portrait. There's a whole bunch of different races in there. Wow. Okay. Man, barely over halfway through. I'm trying to hurry up and get through, guys. See if there's some really cool stuff. That's one of those Time Raiders. The heck are these guys? Look like flesh golems, zombies. Man, jeez. Is this a vampire? Yep. That's cool. Ooh, who's this guy? High Elf Lich. Wow. Yeah, he looks pretty badass. Ooh, those skeletons look pretty cool. Alright, we're getting there. Ooh. What the heck? Dude, that thing looks wicked. Wow. What's that? Voiceless Talker. Must be their version of a Mind Flare, which looks pretty wicked. Jeez. Yeah, I don't want to War Dogs? Okay. What's up with all the guns, man? Everything's got guns in here. That's crazy. War Dog. Why are we calling them war dogs? That's weird. Is this another war dog? Wow. Okay. Ah, there's that that guy again. Helmed Floating Brain. Oh. All right, then we get into Dynamic Terrain, which was something 4th edition did, so you can have dynamic battles on the battlefield, which are pretty cool. I think I've done a video on it before. Looks like some pretty good ones. You could definitely make your combat pretty unique and interesting by using dynamic terrain. All right, and then it goes into retainers. Let me look at my book and see if there's a whole lot left. Let's see, retainers. Yep, we're at the end of the book now, so we'll just flip through it real quick, see if there's any other really cool art. Yeah, I guess these are all the retainers you can get. Well, quite a bit. And then, okay, some rolls and whatnot. All the little goblins. Cool. All right, well, there we have it, folks. That was Draw Steel for you. I don't know much about the system. I'm still kind of looking through the books and whatnot. Um, do you have Draw Steel? Have you played it yet? If you have, let us know in the comments what your thoughts are and whatnot. And then, would you be interested in participating in a Draw Steel campaign? Let me know down below. If I get enough interest, I will start up a campaign for Draw Steel. Anyhow, happy gaming. I'll talk to you later.